Message from the Senate. Madam Speaker, I hereby announce the passage by the Senate of the following House file, herewith returned as amended by the Senate, in which amendments the concurrence of the House is respectfully requested. House File Number 4, an act relating to transportation. The message is signed Thomas S. Bodern, Secretary of the Senate. Gomez moves that the House concur in the Senate amendments to House File Number 4 and that the bill be repassed as amended by the Senate.
The member from Hennepin, Representative Gomez, to your motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. That is my motion. House File 4 is driver's license for all. There were 3 relatively minor amendments that were added in the Senate, and that's the reason for the concurrence today. I'll just roll through them quickly, if that's okay. First, in an amendment to 171.06 was amended to add that applicants for driver's license are required to sign the application under perjury. That's current law. This amendment explicitly lists non-compliant driver's licenses and real ID among the examples in the statute. So it just added those 2 items to existing law. Second is also 171.06. Federal law establishes general parameters for commercial driver's licenses, including immigration eligibility requirements. So this sentence simply affirms that if federal law establishes citizenship or immigration status requirements for CDLs, then this section wouldn't allow the issuance of these driver's licenses in violation of that. So it's really just pointing us to federal law around commercial driver's licenses. Finally, there was a 171.1205. There was this line that said a state agency a state agency and a political subdivision must not use the possession of non-compliant driver's licenses or identification cards as evidence of a person's citizenship or as the primary basis for investigation, detention, or arrest. And this amendment changes the and to an or, so it's now a state agency or a political subdivision. That's pretty technical, likely would have been updated in the reviser's bill and was a recommendation by nonpartisan staff. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Discussion on the Gomez motion to concur in the Senate amendments. The member from Waseca, Representative Petersburg.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And if the author would yield for just a second for one question, I'd appreciate that.
Representative Gomez will yield. Representative Petersburg.
Thank you. And the way the Senate did this, it was very difficult coming back to really understand exactly what was happening. And I think you clarified it for me, but I wanted to just make sure that when they took away the requirement to attest under penalty of perjury for driver's licenses, it looks like that was entered back in on the first page of this amendment. So in your opinion, this now clarifies that indeed all forms of application for driver's license would be violating perjury if you falsified information, including addresses. Is that correct?
Representative Gomez.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Representative Petersburg, I have to heartily agree with you that they did confusing things to this bill in the Senate. I apologize on their behalf to us all. Yes, that's my understanding, is that basically subdivision 1 states that all of the information contained in the application for a driver's license is, you're signing it under penalty of perjury if you lie. And this simply adds those 2 examples of a non-compliant driver's license and a real ID to what exists in statute, which is provisional license and enhanced driver's license. It does not substantively change any of the perjury penalties associated with filing an application for a driver's license.
Representative Petersburg.
Thank you so much for the clarification, Madam Speaker and Madam Chair. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Any further discussion on the Gomez motion to concur in the Senate amendments? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. The motion prevails. The clerk will give the bill its 3rd reading as amended by the Senate.
3rd reading, House File Number 4, as amended by the Senate.
3rd reading as amended by the Senate. Discussion to the bill. The member from Ramsey, Representative Perez Vega.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think we're all done playing catch with this from our Senate to the House, and it's ready to get HF4 to the hands of our governor and sign this for the community that we've seen celebrated from the House to the Senate in this past month. And I'm excited to say, Gomez, let's give it to the Gov. Thank you.
Any further discussion to the bill? Seeing none, the clerk will take the roll on the bill. Members, please vote. The clerk will close the roll. There being 70 ayes and 60 nays, the bill is repassed as amended by the Senate and its title agreed to.